boastful as old hog, but he sort of kept his chin high. He killed a troll, but he's still Foco Grub, the 13th child of Gustav Grub and dirt poor. So he's continuing working.
Fair enough, awesome. And then our new character this evening, the first time I suppose that your characters have kind of met Nibs before. Nibs, you've been called here by Bilbo Baggins for a lovely meal. You and him probably go way back. What's your connection to Bilbo Baggins, Nibs?
Well, Bilbo is my great cousin's cousin, so it's a long family connection, but it goes back a few generations, and we have a friendly respect for one another, Bilbo and I. But I must say that I don't quite agree with all of his politics and the folks that go stirring up trouble on the outskirts of the Shire. That makes my job a bit more difficult, because I watch the outskirts of the lands here, make sure no troublemakers wander in to the Shire. And I like to keep things peaceful around here, like most hobbits.
Nice. Okay, so you're kind of maybe a bit of a bounder type then, making sure there's no trouble causes. Maybe that's why you've got the eye on the group. Right.
And that's and I've been heard these stories about the trolls and these adventures that seem to be coming to the borderland, and I just wanted to talk to the lads and just let them know maybe not to go stirring up the trolls and too much excitement, for the folks around here.
Well, Bilbo puffing on his pipe. Well, you've heard him, Folko. You're going to have to stay out of trouble these days, aren't you? As he gives you a wink.
No trouble here, sir. Just mind my own business, doing chores. Got the grub name to protect. Is it worth anything?
The good
sure, it's a very respectable name, that it is.
Well, the conspirators have been gathered in Bag End for yet another fine dinner in the house. You're having a good talk with Bilbo, getting to know one another, and you think Bilbo is going to let some big news slip. He's been hinting about another grand adventure and some trouble that's been brewing in the Shire. He's even given hints to a particular wolf that might be stalking the area. A wolf that I don't think any of these characters have particularly dealt with yet. I think the Folko, you've maybe heard of it off Hamish and Burliak, but you don't really believe in any of it. Reuven, again, you're pretty unsure. And as a bounder, Nibs, this news of a wolf stalking the Shire, well, you're taking it quite seriously. You don't want young hobbits or old hobbits getting carried off by some horrible hound. So as Bilbo lights his pipe, and it looks like he's about to let slip some of the news and give you guys a special task. Well, you all hear some rather loud explosions outside. Just let me play the old music here.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's lovely.
So, you can hear lots of explosions coming from outside over the hill. Bilbo kind of pokes his head out. Oh, I don't believe it! Quick, get through a window! As our characters quickly take a peek outside. I'll just change the map a second. Just wait for people to load onto it. There we are. As you look out over the Shire, over the winding hills on this beautiful summer's evening, our elf might need to reload. You've not come over to the page. Just do me a reload there.
Yeah, no worries, I'll just refresh.
No problem. The rest of you see a wonderful sight.
Just getting absolutely spammed. You must log in, you must log in. So give me a second.
Yeah, no
my
worries,
session
mate.
was timed out.
Yeah, no problem, mate. You all see, quite a wonderful sight. Looking out over the rolling hills and the winding river of the Shire, you see something that you've probably not seen either in your life or long, long ago. Fireworks. Billowing out over onto the horizons. Dozens of them. Lots of beautiful colours. Green, red, blue, purple. Some changing, some shimmering. And you can't help but be quite taken aback.
Grub, Foco takes his hat off. Rest in peace, Sadix. While still entertained.
Well, Bilbo says, those have to be Gandalf's old fireworks. What are they doing with them? They were supposed to be looking after them. Not setting them off onto the Shire, keeping everyone awake. We were saving them for a special occasion. Let alone, do they not know the danger? They could set a building on fire. I wonder who on earth is responsible for this. You see, years ago, Gandalf entrusted the remainder of these fireworks to none other than Mrs. Primrose Boffin, now Bracegirdle, Lebeda's own mother. Primrose, who went to live in Hardbottle after her marriage, recently moved back to the Yale she did where she was born. And now she decided to set these fireworks off. Well, I hope she's taking good care. Have you ever seen a fireworks display before? Any looks at the characters?
Technically, yes.
What about our elf? Has our elf ever seen fireworks before?
Let's say he's young, so probably not.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, it looks like magic, kind of baffling out of the horizon.
He's heard of them, but this is the first time he's actually experiencing them and finds them quite beautiful.
Well, fireworks.
Just to orient myself to the timeline, if Nibs is like a older hobbit, would he have been around to see them? Bilbo's birthday or any of those things?
Yes, they were roughly about. I think it's 8 years ago. The last fireworks display off the top of my head.
Okay, yeah. Well, 8 years ago then, certainly. And I would say that Nibs is definitely concerned with brush fires and things of that nature. So he's going to probably want to go have a scout around later to make sure that no embers have fallen on any dry patches.
Yes, seems like they're trying to set them all off. Although there was a good number of them. Fireworks, as you know, Nibs, are not things to be handled carelessly. And if they won't be responsible for them, well, I know a safe place for them. I think in the morning I'll be sending you all down there to go and collect them and bring them back. I think I know where to store them. What do you all say?
No problem, Mr. Bilbo. No one wants to end up like old poor Sadix. Grub, they do.
Oh yes, I remember, Grub. A dark day that was. A very dark day. Well, after a short time of watching the fireworks displays, the firework display stops. And instead, it's changed to a rather frightening sight. As I'll change the map again. It seems that in all the commotion, a house has actually set on fire further down into the Shire. Smoke is billowing up into the air, and you can almost see the flames from here. Well, that does it! That does it! Some poor hobbit's going to get hurt. You're going to have to go down there right away, right away, Bilbo demands, banging his foot on the grass.
Just but I have nothing but a black screen because I think it's because I don't have a token.
Oh, you do have a token. Let me just double check something for you. Okay. It's because you didn't have your vision enabled. What about now?
There we go. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yep, can see it now.
Okay, I'm probably gonna have to do that then on every map as we switch to it. So if I forget, do remind me.
I just didn't. It was like I had a black screen for a while. I was like, "You're in your flow. I can get what's going on. It's fine." And then when you were like pointing at the map, it's like, "Okay, now I actually need to be able to see what's going on."
Well, Bilbo quickly demands that you gather your things and quickly head down to the Wit Furrows, which is where it looks like all this commotion is happening. Do our heroes reciprocate?
Yep. Foco's gonna tie something around his face, and as he runs down, he's going to jump in some water to wet himself. But yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
Ted's going to just literally just start bounding off, just trying to get towards there to see how he can help.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I guess, Nibs, this is a great concern to you as well. It looks like some poor hobbits could be in danger.
Yeah, I'll follow, bounding off.
Bounding off, nice. Okay, well, the music box was being a little slow for some reason. Just let me see what's going on here. Gonna have to use a different bot. I think the Nero bot's crapping out. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, well, very quickly then, our hobbits run down to the Wit Furrows, and it's quite a long run, and you burn quite a lot of energy running down there. The book says you don't need to do a hobbit. You don't need to do a travel roll though, as it's quite an emergency. The roads are quite clear, and you quickly make your way down to the burning building, heading through the Shire. As you get closer, going down the winding road, you can kind of see all the commotion. Hobbits kind of coming out of their house and looking on as the smoke billows into the sky. And very quickly, we come across the burning building. Oh, and it's a terrible sight. The whole thing's up in flames, so is the surrounding forest. Some hobbits are quickly running to the well with buckets of water, but it's going to be quite a firefight to get this out. What makes it worse is in the top window of the house, you do see an elderly hobbit that looks like he's really struggling to get down. What would our characters do?
Ted's immediately bounding up, trying to like proper Legolas, like left, right, you know, like bounce up, having rope in his hand, ready to assist.
Okay.
Shall parkour up this thing to try and like reach him as fast as possible.
Okay. So I guess Ted then is taking it upon himself to save the old hobbit. Meanwhile, I guess Falco, Nibs, are you going to join the bucket line?
this is just a single house. No.
Yeah, for now, it's a single house. It looks like his garden and a field is on fire. It looks like it could spread to other houses as well quite quickly if it's not dealt with, though.
Folko's going to take his axe, start clearing any nearby brush or small saplings that might spread the fire.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting approach. So I'm going to kind of cool the area around it and try and stop it spreading that way. Nibs, as a bounder, what would you be doing here? You probably know the official protocol. What would you be up to?
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to go into the front of the house and see if there's a way in. Are the flames coming out of the door there? Is there any way in, or would we have to climb the outside of the house to get to the Hobbit?
You can go into the house, but you are risking yourself a little bit. So if you want to be the hero and kind of bounder through the front door, you can definitely do that.
All right, he's gonna kind of wrap his scarf over his face and try to get in there and see if he can find a way upstairs.
Okay, awesome. Okay then, well, the other hobbits have formed like a bit of a daisy chain, essentially, and they're trying to douse the flames with buckets of water from the nearby well, but it doesn't seem to be going too well, as it seems to be spreading quite quickly. The old hobbit shouts from the roof, "Hurry up! You've got a young hobbit in here as well! We're not going to last much longer, help!" Everyone's panicking, people are screaming, and I guess we'll have to do some rolls then. So, Ted, I'm going to need an athletics roll from you, sir, unless you can think of anything else that's better, to kind of climb up the burning building and rescue this old man. And Nibs, you're risking kind of going inside and getting burnt yourself. I guess for that we could probably do me an awareness roll. Just make sure you're aware of the fire in the building. Yeah, hopefully you don't get yourself caught. And then, I guess for you, Falco, go ahead and do me a scan roll to see if you can find the shrubbery.
Yeah, that's a fail from Ted.
Oh no, Ted!
Just off as well with a 14.
Oh! Oh no!
Are we rolling in Foundry, or are we rolling?
So if you just double click on your character, sorry, I know this is the first time you played this, isn't it?
No.
You double click on Nibs, brings up your little sheet there, and you see where it says skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see awareness.
Mm-hmm.
If you just click on that, it brings up a little secondary box, and then just click on roll, unless you'd like to add any hope to the roll. In which case, you click on the hope box as well. But it's up to you if you do that.
I feel like hope is probably good in this scenario.
So just you only have so much hope, and it's a case of like it only gets replenished at the end of an adventure, isn't it?
Yeah, in the hero phase.
So it's not like per session it gets rejuvenated. So I'm not saying don't use it. I'm just saying just bear in mind it's a very
well. This seems like a pretty dangerous situation, and I feel like some hope would probably be required to run into the burning building. So I'm gonna chuck it in there.
Hey,
awesome. Okay,
what did I get? I couldn't see it.
Can you see on the right hand side of the screen? Can you see the rolls?
So if you click on the little chat bubbles at the top of the right hand side of the page. The right hand side, you'll see cross swords, a little dude, and you should see 2 little chat messages. If you click on that, you should then see all of your rolls and lars.
Oh, okay. I got a 7.
Yeah, no. So you got a Gandalf rune, which is like a critical success, and then so you automatically succeeded. But then aside from that, you also rolled a 7.
Oh, okay. So I wasted the hope, but that's okay. We succeeded.
Yeah, I guess I think in a total you got 15, so you would have failed. But luckily Gandalf came in and, not Gandalf himself, but the Gandalf dice came in and saved you there. So, our elf, unfortunately, as you climb the building, you are licked by the flames. You lose 4 endurance, and you fail to save the hobbit as you tumble back down to earth. He's coughing and spluttering now, looking like he might have to jump. Falco, you're quickly taking down the surroundings, but as quick as you can take it down, I'm afraid that the flames are just continuing to spread. And you've also failed making this situation better. Nibs, on the other hand, though, Nibs, you wrap some cloth around your face and you run into the burning building, dodging furniture and flames, and you run upstairs where the old hobbit has a young baby in his arms as he gestures for you to quickly take it, as a burning beam falls down from the roof in between you and him.
Oh.
Take it! Quick! Take him! Take him!
Give him here. Give him here. Take the little hobbit. Can I get them both out?
Well, as you take the baby, a beam falls down from the roof, smashing in between you and the older hobbit, cutting you off from him. You could try this next round to also save him, but then you'd be risking the baby's life as well. I'm not sure what you'd do in this situation. It's quite a bad one.
Tough choices.
You've got this crying baby in your arms. It's quite a desperate scene, really. The baby's crying, coughing, spluttering. The old man's screaming. Hopefully the elf can get to him in time, you think to yourself.
So, yeah, the elf has a plan, if enough time has subsided. Seeing he can't get up it, he's going to attach not his nice rope, his other rope, his other rope to the end of an arrow, and he's going to fire it through the window so the guy can try and at least tie it to something and shimmy down or what have you. But as that is obviously also a flammable material, that was the option B, not option A. So
Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to the second round now then. We can all decide on another thing we want to do. So I think, Ted, you've decided what you want to do. So I guess you can go ahead and do me a ball roll and just see if you can get it through the window. Nibs, what would you do?
Oh God, I can't see if the elf succeeds or not, can I? Before I make my choice?
I don't think so.
Oh man, that is tough. All right, I guess. You really put me in a tough situation here. I'm gonna tell the old hobbit to try to grab on to the back of my shirt and to lead him out, to follow us out.
Ooh, okay, fair enough. The problem with that is to grab the back of your shirt, he has to potentially go through the flames. But yeah, we'll let that happen then.
Okay. Wait, sorry. Yeah, right. There's the beam. Is there any way around the beam in here?
There is a way. You'd have to jump over it. But like I said, then you're risking the baby.
I'd have to jump over it with the baby.
Well, you're not going to put a baby down in a burning building, are you?
You could just be like, just wait there. Like, I know there's flames. Stop crying. I'll be back in a minute.
Can I see the window behind him?
I guess you can see the window, and maybe to make it a little easier on you, because the elf did roll quite well.
Yep.
Maybe you see the elven arrow bash through the window with the rope. But the old man looks quite scared to go down it. I don't think I can do it. I don't know if I can do it.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say, get to the window. Get to the window. Get out. We'll catch you. And then I'm gonna try to take the baby and run back the way I came.
Oh man, so tense. I love that. And meanwhile, Folko, you're watching this scene unfold. Unfortunately, you're not doing too well right now. Would you continue to help put the flames out?
Yeah, he would.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I think what we want to do then is, you've already done your roll for the round, Ted, and you've succeeded, so that's fantastic. I think, Nibs, what I'd like you to do is do an Hearten roll to kind of encourage the old man to get down safely. Okay. And then, Folko, do you want to continue cutting, or are you going to join the bucket line?
Folko will continue cutting.
Okay. Do me that same roll again then, please.
Okay. Gonna use a hope.
Oh, Nibs! Oh, no!
No. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, Folko. Okay, Folko. So, with your successful roll, you do get the fire under control, as it was. It's not going to spread any further, at least, and it should now be able to be contained. The house is as good as done for, though. The house isn't going to get put out of fire. Nibs, you tell the old hobbit to quickly grab the rope, but he's too scared. As I guess you quickly make your way out of the house with the.
Oh my God.
With the baby.
Wow, what a cliffhanger. Grim, I just sent you a message. I've got to just deal with a work situation real quick. I'm going to stay in the chat.
No worries, mate. No problem at all. No problem at all. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so Dequinkin, Ted, sorry. What would be your words of encouragement to this old hobbit to get him down the rope?
I would highly suggest that you come down or you can roast. It's kind of up to you, but I've given you the bow, the rope even, so haste would be much to the lengthening of one's mortality.
Okay. The old hobbit runs and grabs the rope. But I think because Nib failed his roll, I think I'm going to say that the rope snaps. It burns in the building. And he tumbles down, Ted. You can catch him, though, before it's too late. You're going to have to do me an athletics roll, please.
I think Ted wouldn't necessarily try and catch him. I think what Ted would try and do is, knowing that he's not the strongest of people, he's going to try and sort of time time it to kind of take the energy out of the fall. You know what I mean? Like sort of tackle him in the air to the side, so that his fall isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Different momentum kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's like, I'm not catching this hobbit.
Okay. Oh, you've done it, Ted!
Great success.
So as he tumbles down, you quickly see as he's almost about to land onto the floor, you run and jump and rugby tackle him essentially into the ground, saving his life.
My flourish, I would like to be the fact that he immediately like pops up, kind of just somewhat wisps his hair and goes, "You're welcome," and then immediately goes to help with putting out the fire.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, a hobbit runs over and quickly gets the baby off Nibs as he's thanking him almost in tears. The old hobbit, he's thanking you, Ted, as best he can while all this is still going on. And Folko, you continue to kind of contain it. And after probably about another 15-20 hectic minutes, the fire does burn itself out. However, the building does completely collapse on itself, obviously, as it's completely burnt through. But you've stopped it getting onto the other buildings in the surrounding area. So it's a job semi-well done, I suppose, guys. Well done. You've saved the old hobbit's life. The old hobbit, when it's all said and done, kind of turns to our heroes and says, "Oh, I knew it! I knew something would go wrong when I saw that kid playing with those fireworks. I just knew it. Happened to be my home, didn't it? A stupid boffin boy. Someone should go and have a stout word with him. Looked like he had more fireworks as well. I don't want him doing this to someone else's house."
Ted's going to kind of like wait for him to kind of pant and freeze and, and like mumble his way off. And then as soon as he kind of like seems to lose a bit of steam, he's be like, "Tell me more about this boffin boy that has the fireworks that, well, created this lovely sight of arson."
Oh, well, as our heroes gather around, the old hobbit explains as he looks back at his burnt out house. And Bilbo, as you recall, he did tell you that Primrose Boffin did have the fireworks, so it does kind of match up, to be fair, as he explains. Well, it all started about an hour ago. I'm sure you saw the fireworks. The young boy was on one of the hills. He had a big sack of them. He was throwing them off, and one must have gone sideways before it flew into the air. It went straight through my bedroom window. It did. Exploded, setting my bed on fire. Well, he barely got the wee one out of the cot before that catch alight. He could have both been killed. I saw him run then, he did. Run all the way up to where he lives in Scary. You know Scary? And I guess you might not, Ted, but our other hobbits who've lived here a while, you will know. So, Folko, you know that Scary is the mining town. Further up from the Whitfurs. And I believe I do have a little map for this. So let me just whack that on a moment. So at the minute our heroes are here in Whitfurs. A little bit in between. And Scary is up here. It's next to a quarry. It's full of no-nonsense hobbits that work in the mines, bringing in all the stone for some of the buildings that build fireplaces and stuff like that in the Shire. And apparently the boy lives up there. You can't have gone that far. Someone better get after him.
I mean, Ted will jump if the other two don't look like they're doing anything. Ted's going to be like, "Thank you," and he will immediately set off in that general direction trying to look for him. But he's going to be doing it relatively stealthily to try and sneak up and actually catch this person. He's not trying to spook them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Folko is covered in ash and mud, Wait, come on! We just saw fire, but okay, okay. As he follows.
Okay, awesome. Alright, let me change the music. And we'll get to this next scene. So you guys, I guess then, stealthily and quickly kind of try and catch up to the young hobbit. He has had quite a head start, and from what you heard, he was running. But hopefully you can catch up to him nonetheless. 1 second. I'm not used to this other music bot. It's my backup one when the other one breaks. Should be okay though. Okay. So then, we quickly set out then on the way to Scary, with a burning building behind us, smelling of smoke, with a need to catch this young hobbit. And now we do have to make a travel roll, guys, to get there, as it is quite a distance. So can our heroes please do a travel roll? So making our way through the Shire, as the sun is setting over the Hobbiton. Oh, Falco.
Sorry, did you say you went to travel roll, yeah?
Please, sir. I need to roll a d12 as well.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that's not bad. You lose, you get 1 fatigue. You get 1 fatigue, guys, for heading up there. And eventually you make your way to the small town of Scary. Sadly, you didn't come across the hobbit on the road. He must have had a good head start and was so panicked about what he did. He quickly got to the town. As you guys come up, it's only a very small town. Only half a dozen or so houses. A little brick crane next to it where they kind of load up stones from the quarry onto other hobbits' carts to take them out into the Shire. And you know that somewhere around here is where Primrose Boffin lives, and probably this mischievous young hobbit boy. So how would our heroes go around finding this young hobbit in this village?
Ted's going to try and use his tracking skills.
Ah, okay. Beautiful.
He's going to just try and look for more heavily weighted footprints that look like they were more in the toe, less in the heel, so it looks like they're kind of sprinting.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So I think that's a hunting roll, I believe. But I would be okay with you either doing a scan or an awareness as well, if that would be what you'd like. It's up to you.
I mean, those two are definitely better and they're the same, so let's go for a scan.
Okay.
Oh, freaking pretty.
Oh, I got a 2 and a 1 on the dice. I do apologise. Oh, Gandalf is not with
not
you.
seeing too well at the moment, apparently.
You got some smoke in your eye, Ted, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess there's too many wheelbarrow tracks here as well, where the heavy stone wheelbarrow tracks. Okay, well, unfortunately then, Ted, you run away. I think you catch the young hobbit's footprints on the road, but when you get into the town of Scary, you do lose them. Falco, what about you? How would you try and find this mischievous young hobbit?
He's going to start asking around for the Boffin house. He has
Okay.
a package to deliver.
A package to deliver. Well, it sounds like that would be a riddle roll.
Okay.
No. Okay. So, as you're asking around then, I don't think you really see anyone that kind of around right now. And I think that maybe the way you ask the question isn't too clear. And you're both really struggling to kind of find where this young hobbit would live. Well, I'll give you both another round and another try of kind of catching him before we move on to the next scene, I guess. There is some people kind of outside their houses, kind of all gossiping as well about what on earth has happened this evening, as there's still some smoke kind of going into the air from where the fire was. And I'll give you both a second chance to try and if you can find him. So you can use the same skill or a different skill. It's up to you.
Go again. There we go. Better.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So our elf kind of sneaks off then, and you can see this young hobbit was quite... He came up from the forest direction, and you come down outside this little house here, kind of tucked away into the side, the only hobbit hole in Scary. And Folko, as you're asking the other hobbits that are kind of gathered around, gossiping about the fire, you can hear them saying that it must be Bilbo. Has to be Bilbo, right? Has to be. Him and Gandalf are always up to things. What do you want? What do you want? You're not from around here?
No, I'm down for the Shire. Just a mess of a parcel. I'm looking for the Boffin house.
Points over there. And Folko and Ted, you find yourself outside the same house, the Boffin house. How would you both approach the building? What would be your thing here? Knock on the door politely, sneak in, start shouting.
Ted's definitely going for the more stealthy and surprise angle here.
Folko would, not have his club in hand. He'd sort of have it near his leg, but not politely.
Okay. So Ted, we'll say then that you're sneaking around outside the house as Folko kind of opens the door. Well, knocks on the door. Okay. Well, after about 30 seconds or so, Primrose Boffin herself opens the door. A beautiful young hobbit in roughly like her 30s or 40s. She kind of opens the door. She looks quite worried. She's white as a sheet as she opens the door just a peep to kind of look out on both of our characters. And, can I help you with something?
Miss Boffin?
Hi, that's me.
We need to talk to you about your son.
Oh, I didn't think you'd come so quick. He's a good lad, really, you know.
Ted's definitely, by the way, whilst that's all going on, Ted's definitely like watching the other entrances. Like the windows. Like he's still outside. If the sky goes to split, like Ted's gonna grab him.
Oh, I love that, Ted. Okay, so I guess while Falco's around the front then talking to the woman, Ted, you do see a young hobbit boy covered in smoke soot, his hair frazzled. And he's looking out of the back window to see if there's anyone out there, to see if he can get away. Do me a stealth roll, Ted. Let's see if this young hobbit boy notices you.
I don't think he does. Well, hang on. Hang on. I have Sauron means I fail, but then I also have 2 critical successes on the dice. So, that all works there.
I think I don't think you count the eye anyway because you rolled 2, don't you? Because you've got a mastery in it. So I think you count the 7.
Right, okay. So yeah, so then 22 with 2 critical successes. So I will use 1 to assist Nibs because I can do that, right? Yeah. And I'll use the other success to just be uber stealthy. So I'm going to slink up around and I'm going to be above him, like, because the Hobbit's obviously built into the earth and what have you or whatever. He's going to be like above him, so as he kind of peeks out, he'll just be watching from above. And as soon as he goes to like clamber out, he'll just hear it from above him.
That's awesome. So what happens in that scene then is the young boy looks very worried as Falco's knocking on the door talking to his mum. He knows he's obviously in deep trouble, and he opens the window and sneaks out and goes to run off into the forest. When you cough, he looks up and squeaks with fear at seeing a huge, fully grown elf stood over him. Oh, mister, I ain't in any trouble, am I?
Best go inside and find out.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, I'm ever so sorry. As I guess you kind of escort him around then to the front of the house. As this is going on, Falco, you're talking to the mother, and oh my wee lad, he wouldn't do anything wrong. You understand?
Well, unfortunately, there was a bit of a fire, and your son was seen fleeing with a bag of fireworks. So we just wanted. So Bilbo just wants to talk. The rest of the town just want to talk with him, and would like the rest of the fireworks. So how about you grab the fireworks and come down with your son with us, and we'll just have a big talk. No one was hurt. But there would like to be a meeting.
Okay. Do me a persuade roll, please, to persuade this woman that you mean no harm.
Would that be courtesy?
Oh yeah, courtesy's fine as well. I don't mind courtesy or persuade. It's okay.
Let's do persuade. I'm going to use a hope.
Okay.
Great success.
Ah, wonderful. Okay.
Nice, you got Gandalf and a 6.
Well then, she opens the door then and leads you into the house, and she starts shouting her son's name. Tommy. Oh, he was just here a minute ago. I don't know where he's gone. And she's kind of knocking in the back room, kind of see if she can see him. But at the front door arrives the elf with the young hobbit boy in question. Well, there you are, Tommy. Where did you go?
I think he has a few things to say to you, miss.
He runs over very quickly and hides behind his mother. Mom, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. As she kind of looks at the group, and with your good roll that you did, Falco, she kneels down and says to the young boy, "Oh, these gentlemen, you're not going to be in any trouble, okay, Tommy? They want the fireworks, and they want to know what happened. I told you ever since you were a young boy not to play with them, didn't I? Gandalf entrusted them to me because I loved them so much. You were never supposed to have them. We were saving them for your next birthday, do you remember? I couldn't wait, Mom. I just wanted to see them. I'm not in any trouble, am I?" And he just starts crying as she kind of strokes his head. And you'd know as well that, hobbits, they don't really do punishment, if that makes sense. Like, normally the worst you'll get is a good talking to and maybe a night in the cells at Mickle Delving. And even then, they're not really a cell. It's more just a food storage place where they keep hobbits overnight to make them think about what they've done. There isn't really a hobbit jail as it was. When the Bounders catch people, they'll normally throw them in there, and it's very rare there's any type of serious punishment. So this young boy, he does look incredibly sorry for what he's done, and he's beside himself in tears as his mother kind of pushes him forward to talk to the group. And, go on. I'm ever so sorry, gentlemen. I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to see them. I heard about them from stories. I haven't had a chance to see them myself. I hope I didn't hurt anyone.
No one was hurt, thankfully, so boy, but you got to know that certain things are kept away because they're dangerous. Like my own brother, God rest his wills take him or something. He was like you. He great entertainer. He had this one trick, called the Dragon's Breath. He'd breathe fire and entertain the entire at any parties. Unfortunately, but he also liked the fireworks like you. But one day he got a little too much into the drink. Instead of going for his little flask for his little trick, he got the firework, taking it up to his mouth. The fire was a little too close, and it went down. The firework was lit and straight down his throat.
He looks horrified, says the young boy, as you're kind of explaining this gruesome scene that happened to your brother. And, why? I don't want that happened to me? Will it happen to me, Mum? And so she's kind of looking at you with her arms crossed, Falco, like, why are you scaring my son with these stories?
There are dangerous things in this world, young boy, and we adults, we do things for a reason. So when we tell you to not deal with the fireworks, you gotta listen to your mom. Now, what happened to my brother Silas could have happened to anyone in town, but luckily we were able to save him. But next time, you might not be so lucky. So listen to your mom, listen to the rest of the adults. We're going to head back to Shire with the rest of the fireworks, and you're going to apologize.
Oh, I'd apologise. I'll take you to the fireworks. I left them in the forest before I came home, so my mum wouldn't see them. I'll take you up there, okay? You can collect them. There's the Hobbit then. He's a little relieved, but he's also still, quite sad, really. He didn't want to cause all this trouble. And he definitely doesn't want to apologise. He looks very, sheepish about the whole affair. As he leads our characters a little bit out of the town of Scary. So he leads you back out of this house and over this little path going further into the woods. And he takes you onto the hills. Oh, I was need to drag your token on again. There we are. Okay, so following that young hobbit boy then, he brings you over to a set of bushes. And he pulls the the leaves aside. And well, he gasps. They were here, I promise they were here. I promise! There's nothing there. I promise I left them here, please! You have to believe me! I don't know where they've gone!
Can we do a scan roll to see if anybody else or anything else was here?
Yeah, by all means. You can both go ahead and do a scan or an awareness. I'll let you decide. Okay. So Falco, you do pick up then some tracks. It looks like another hobbit has been this way, and you can see that there's with him is some paw tracks as well. A hobbit must have been walking his dog when he came past the bushes and saw the fireworks and probably took them for himself. Or at least that's what you think has happened. Obviously you can't confirm it, but the young boy is protesting that he left them here, and these are the only other tracks in the area. You gotta believe me, sirs. I left them right here.
We believe you, son. I just go back to your mom and get washed up. We'll be back, and hopefully by the morning we'll all head down back to Shire, and you can get a right talking to.
Kind of pulls his head down. All right then. I'll see you tomorrow, I suppose. And the young boy heads back down the hill to Scary, leaving our heroes kind of a bit bewildered just with the only evidence is these new set of tracks leading somewhere else. We'll need a track test or something to see if we can follow them. So I must insist that this one is a hunting roll, please, if you don't mind. I think our elf probably is the best at that.
Yeah, I got 2 points in it if anyone could better than that.
Oh, well, you might as well roll it as well, Grub. You can maybe put your heads together. Oh, no, in fact, you could assist him and give him an extra dice.
I will assist you.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do there.
Support from a companion. Yes. Use that. Success!
Oh, wow! That's awesome! Well done! Okay, well, you follow the tracks around the forest, and it leads back into the town of Scary. So you guys are kind of on the outskirts, like up here, following the path up. And then you kind of follow the dog walking tracks all the way around, and they actually come back down outside the inn. And outside the inn is a very small dog tied up to a hitching post for ponies, where he sits drinking from a bowl of water. And it looks like his owner probably went inside. So I guess that's where we would go. We'd head inside and find out what's going on. One moment then, I'm just going to go ahead and change the music. Let's see if my main music bot's working by now. Let's see. Nope. Why is it saying no results found? One moment. Okay, I'll have to do that music for a second. Sometimes the bot can play up as well. Never mind. So, no, I'll need to drag your token on. One moment. There we are. So our hobbits head inside the inn then in search of someone who knows who this dog belongs to. The innkeep kind of catches you both coming in, and he gives the elf a very peculiar look as he's kind of looking up at Ted. We don't get a lot of your sort round here.
Don't get a lot of your sort round where I'm from either.
He looks at you a bit curious, a bit suspicious, as all hobbits are of outsiders, and he gives Falco a nice smile. What can I do for you both?
Actually, we're looking for someone. Do you know who owns the dog out front?
Aye. What's it to you? You don't like strangers in Scary, let alone strangers poking around asking questions.
Well, you saw that smoke outside a little bit ago?
Right, Bilbo and Gandalf that was, wasn't it?
No, afraid not. Small kid let some fireworks off and a house was burned down.
Oh, the old innkeeper chunters under his breath. Well, what's that got to do with me? And my inn?
The fireworks were left by here and somebody picked them up, the person with the dog. So he currently has them in your inn.
Well, as you'd know, Falco, Scary is full of no-nonsense, very grumpy hobbits. There's an old joke that they're more like dwarves than hobbits in Scary. And we're going to need to do some kind of roll to get the information out of the innkeeper. So maybe Ted can assist you if you're the more social character, or maybe Ted can do his own role. I'm not sure what you do to try and convince the innkeeper of for the info.
Sarah, just one firework burned down an entire building. What do you think a large sackful would do with your inn, if not properly cared for?
Okay. Well, you'll have to do me a roll. What would it be? Persuade, courtesy?
What's the difference between riddle and persuade?
Riddle, it's not telling a lie, but it's more like bamboozling someone. It's like the blather talent in Warhammer. I know you're familiar with that system.
Could I do riddle as, like, these fireworks are actively dangerous?
Yeah, sure. I love that, yeah. Go ahead then, do me a riddle. See if you can convince him as he smokes his long pipe down to his belly, as he blows a smoke ring.
Nope, that's Sauron's eye.
Don't give me none of that. You think I was born yesterday?
Ted's getting a bit impatient, to be honest, Lee, with just how hobbits are like, yeah, so we just left this kid with fireworks, and we were really surprised when he just set them all off. And then all we're really doing is going, well, don't do it again. And then the kid's buried some fireworks. The hobbit's like, well, get back to your mum. She's kind of had a bit enough of like this whole, just like there doesn't seem to be any consequences to actions.
Yeah.
So Ted's just going to very gently kind of like bend in, trying to be quite imposing, and just going to say, well, there are all sorts of consequences that can be brought to bear for those that impede our investigation and the recovery of these dangerous goods. And we're able to employ all sorts of measures to ensure they're recovered.
Okay. Well, that's like an intimidate, isn't it? I'm not
Yeah,
sure what.
unfortunately, we don't have a stat for that. at all.
Yeah, I believe it's awe. I think intimidate comes under awe or battle.
But I'll take battle for sure.
Yeah, take battle. Take battle for me.
But I hope die in this because we need it. Success!
Well, his jaw opens wide, almost his pipe almost hitting the floor. All right then, long legs. No need for any of that. He's over there. He's hollow. And he points over to an old hobbit who's sat back smoking his pipe with no hands, 2 hands behind his head, and he looks absolutely smashed. As he's got lots of empty tankards next to him. There is no sack of fireworks, however, though, as you immediately have a look over at him. And I guess you both kind of head over to him very quickly, and he kind of looks you over, and he looks at the big elf. Have I shrunk? Or are you just really big?
You really don't want to find out.
He's just really big.
He's really big. He's got a big nose as well, hasn't he? Aye. Well, why are you both bothering me then? You got me another drink?
Well, perhaps we can give you a couple if you were willing to give us the fireworks you found.
Fireworks? How do you know about that?
You just told us.
Oh, he did, didn't I? Oh. Nothing get past you sharp hobbits, does it? Even if one of you is suspiciously tall.
God. Well, no, us grubs were the smartest lot. We learn from our mistakes, even if it cost us our lives.
Okay, so the book says useful information can be extracted from Otto with 3 successful skill rolls using any ability the conspirators and the law masters deem relevant. So, I guess both of you do me a roll. And I guess, since Nibs isn't here, we'll say that Nibs buys him a drink for the first bit of information. And as he sips on his tankard as Otto, he reveals, well, you know, me and my good friend Filbert, you know, we had a long conversation, a business conversation, about a tunnel in the quarry that proved to be quite fruitful back in the day. But no one, not even the dwarves, had been able to penetrate it deeply, you see. The rock was too hard. And then he trails off into his drink. And that's why we'll need some skill rolls for our heroes then.
I'm going to go riddle and sort of try and trick him into continuing since he's drunk.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to use a hope. Great success.
Okay. Well, he regales then. Well, the thing is, the reason why it got closed off is there was lost miners. You know, people in that part of the quarry, they kept going missing. That tunnel, that specific tunnel. I think it's haunted, you know. Haunted. Alright, ghostly voices echoing from the empty chambers. Miners going missing, it was. Nasty business. And you're still wondering what on earth this has to do with the fireworks or Otto and why you're entertaining this hobbit. And I guess we'll have to do another roll then, Ted. What would you kind of do to get some information out of him? Another intimidate or something else?
Yeah, Ted's definitely rolling for intimidate. Like
Okay.
he's gonna like come round the back of the guy and just like lean over him and just like he goes, I really am getting very tired of you childlike folk with your childlike ways, and you're not taking this anywhere near seriously enough.
Nice.
So we said battle last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can't
Oh.
blame him. He's drunk.
I think it's wasted on him, I think. As he looks up at you and goes, am I laid on my back or something? Why am I looking up at you? Oh dear. Well, I'll let Nibs do a roll. And I guess if Nibs doesn't pass, I guess that's all the information you'll get out of him. Some strange wanderings about this tunnel in the quarry. So I guess I'll do a roll for Nibs and see what happens here. No. Okay, so upon the failures then, I'm afraid the old hobbit now, he starts to tell you something else. Oh, well, it's in that particular tunnel, it's an old treasure mine, full of treasure it is. But I know there's one more important thing I've got to tell. As he nods off, and his tankard falls on the floor. And I'm afraid that's all the information you'll get out of the old hobbit. So, all you really know then, to put this together, is that he's the roommate of Otto. He gave Otto the fireworks, and there's an old quarry in the mine that the dwarves couldn't penetrate, full of treasure. But apparently that part of the mine is now haunted. Sadly, we can't get any more information out of the Hobbit. So I'm not sure what any of you guys would do with that information.
I asked the bartender, is Otto in currently, or?
The bartender. No! He left about an hour ago. Full of purpose he was. Dragging along with him that sack that I guess you're looking for. Goodness knows where he went, though.
So let me get this straight. You knew we were looking for something, and then directed us to the person that didn't have it, and didn't tell us about the person who does have it.
Well, it's not my business to be interfering with other people's business, is it? I can tell you're not from round here.
He's just going to walk out. He just immediately walks out of the tavern.
Folko looks at him. You remind me of my sister. And he's gonna leave.
Okay. So you guys head back out then into the town of Scary. Oh, and I believe Nibs has joined us again. Hello, Nibs.
Sorry about that. Sorry for that interlude. Thanks for bearing with me. Seems like we survived the fire. I'm just catching up with you guys.
Yeah. So I think we're probably going to take a little break now anyway. But we'll. So yeah, what's happened so far then is you survived the fire. You found out a young boy stole the fireworks from his mother's house, and you went and spoke to the young boy. He stashed the fireworks, but then they were robbed for a second time by a drunken hobbit on a dog walk. And you followed him back to the inn, and they've been taken now by his roommate, who's waffling on about some treasure in the mine.
Okay.
That's apparently haunted.
Okay.
So, the three of you head back outside then into the town. The sun is now beginning to kind of drift off. What would our three heroes do in this situation?
Did the old hobbit die or survive? Sorry.
He survived. He jumped and he was going to fall to his death, but luckily the elf knocked him to the ground sideways and saved his life.
Nice job. Tidaquin. Nice job.
It's group effort.
Folko would begin heading towards the mine.
Okay, so that's where our heroes are heading then. Our heroes are heading to the mine.
Yeah. I suppose we better go check it out then, shouldn't we?
Oh, Ted. Elves in the ground. How do you feel about that?
At least it's dark.
And away from hobbits, I suppose, apart from
Yeah.
the two that are following you around.
Although I imagine his neck's going to get a crick from the fact that mines are pretty low places anyway, and these are hobbit mines. Everybody's knees for most of it.
Except dwarf mines, which are sort of believably tall.
Okay. Well then, our heroes start heading towards the old mine. And it's not hard to find out which part of the mine he was talking about. It's the only part of the mine that's kind of shut off. You could see the entrance here. There's no other one around right now. There is a bounder, however, that makes sure that no one is sneaking in and out of the mines. And he does see you guys kind of approaching the scene as he sits on the wall smoking his pipe. Oi, this part of the mine's closed off! What are you all up to?
I would know this hobbit, right? As a fellow,
Yeah,
fellow
you know
bounder?
him. Yeah, we'll say he's new on the job. He's called Bungo, and he's always falling asleep. He's pretty useless as bounders go.
Okay, great. So I was like, hello, Bungo. We haven't caught you napping, I see. Well, that's an improvement, anyway.
He looks a little guilty when you say that. No, I've been up. I've been up for the last all night. I have guarding this entrance.
Sure you have. No, you're doing a very good job, lad. Listen, we're on official bounder business here. A bit of trouble with the fireworks, as you know, and we need to go into this mine now. So you go back to staying awake, and we'll be on our way.
Wait, what's this mine got to do with the fireworks?
But listen, you're a bit drowsy, aren't you? Don't worry about that. All right? We need to go into this mine now, and I'll fill you in at the official Bounders Roundtable.
Oh, well, you're not going to get in any trouble, am I?
Only if you don't fall asleep again, all right? And I'll put in a good word for you at the next roundtable.
Oh, all right then, fine. But you know what they say about this part of the mine? It's haunted. Do take care.
Sure. Thanks, Bungo.
Okay. Well, Nib's leading the way then, with Falco behind him and Ted crouching down. Our hobbits head into the old, abandoned mine in search of Otto and these fireworks before he does something stupid and cause some kind of cave collapse. Wonderful. Okay then, guys, well, this is probably about halfway through our adventure, I'd say. So I'd like to take a little break and get another cup of tea, if that's okay. So we'll come back in 5-10 minutes and go from there.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, then.
Fantastic.
I'll see you guys very soon.
Bye.
gonna do against this reckless Ruth? Hey there, I'm back.
Hey,
Hello, hello.
Yellow.
Hello. Alright then, well I mean I'm back, I know we've got Nibs, I know we've got Falco, Ted. Okay, I guess we'll give Ted another minute, because it's still not been our 10 minutes, and then we'll get into this next part.
Alright.
Oh.
Ooh.
Spooky. Oh no. Oh, and it's been 10 minutes. Are you with us, Ted? Okay, we'll give him one more minute, and then we'll just have to get going without him, as it was. All right then, we'll just have to get on with him. I think he's probably been grabbed by his wife or something like that. So we'll just get on with the adventure. Hopefully, he'll be joining us in just a moment then. Okay, so well, as you follow the rutted track, the bounder Bungo showed you. You head into the mine. Here the air makes you shiver as you carefully try not to stumble on the many broken rocks littering the path. In time, your eyes adjust to the outline of the darkness, and you begin to crawl your way through this mine, trying to find where this hobbit might have gone. But it's a scary prospect going underground if you're not used to it, especially for our hobbits. And it's even scarier still knowing all the horrible rumours that surround this place. Miners going missing, scary voices echoing through the tunnels at night. It's a place you don't really want to be as you push on through. You can see mining equipment that's kind of been abandoned. People must have left here in a hurry, as the ground is uneven among your feet as you push through. Ted, our elf, is practically crawling as he's dipped down as low as he can go. It's quite uncomfortable for him. For our other hobbits, it's quite enclosed. It takes a special sort of hobbit to go underground, you know. That's why the hobbits of Scary are quite strange, because they don't really mind it. Other hobbits, they prefer the outside, they prefer growing and tree life. So it's a bit of a horrible environment, really. And the prospect of doing this, our hobbits need to do a valour roll, or risk losing 1 point of hope, as it's quite scary. So if you just open your character sheet, Nibs, just at the top where it says biography, next to biography it says heroic stature at the other side. Underneath that you see valour and wisdom. If you just click on the word valour and just do me a roll.
Did it do it?
No, that was Falco's.
I mean, I was either going to lose a hope from using it or failing, so.
Okay.
How about now?
Yep, that's come through, Nibs, and I'm afraid you have lost a hope.
Oh, how many hope do we have in a given adventuring day?
So it's a bit of a strange one. So I believe that every hobbit starts off with, I think, is it 15 hope, I believe?
Yep.
Or it might be different for everyone. I think it's 15 though. So what happens is you have 15, and then you don't get any back until you've finished like a series of adventures, and you do something called an adventuring phase, which represents our
Okay.
heroes having a rest and kind of recuperating. Then you get some hope back.
Got it.
So yeah, you don't get them back per adventure like in other systems. You get them back at the end of a few. So if you can both remove a
Gotcha.
point of hope, please, and this just represents your hobbits being a little worse for wear in this environment.
Thanks for the catch up. I know you guys have been playing for a bit now.
Oh, it's all good, mate. Yeah, no, I'm just glad to have you with us at last. It's great, great fun.
Yeah.
Okay then, guys. Well, where has this foolish drunken hobbit gone with these fireworks? Any minute there could be an explosion that brings the top of this place down on your heads. The conspirators must choose one player hero as their guide in the tunnels. The guide needs to make an explore roll to navigate them through the tunnels.
I got 2 explore with the tag skill. What about you?
Just one over here.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess Folk goes out front, Sunstone in one hand, Bullroar in the other.
Okay. Go ahead then, do me that roll.
Okay, can I get extra for the Sunstone?
Yeah,
Does it have a light?
Yeah, beautiful.
Rolling. Success.
Alright. Nice.
Nice. Did we get any 6s? No.
No.
Okay. So, what it is there's a little chart here with loads of random encounters on, and then we see what successes you've got, and we see where you land on. In a total, we're going to need 8 success to catch up with the Hobbit. So our first random encounter then that we're going to get is this. So you kind of following Folko then, Nibs, quite closely. You don't hear any strange voices yet, but it's now pretty much completely pitch black. There's only Folko giving off a little bit of light with his sunstone as you pass through another corridor. Folko, you've got a good feeling about this. The air smells cleaner down here, shall we say. If in doubt, follow your nose as you come round this corner. However, Nibs, sadly, as you shine your sunstone down this tunnel, you do disturb a swarm of bats. And they quickly envelop the characters, swarming around you, batting and flapping. They're not biting, they're not attacking, but they're just really disturbed. And this is quite distressful for our characters, obviously.
Sorry about that.
No worries, mate. Glad to have you back. Just to catch you up then, we're exploring the mine, and you've just disturbed a swarm of bats.
Okay, it is darkness for me, but that could be accurate.
Ooh, no, it's not accurate. Let me go ahead and drag you on.
There we go. I can see the bats. Yeah.
Okay, so the bats quickly envelop the characters and start swarming around you. So we need to do another valor roll or lose one hope. Sadly, guys, as you guys are getting more and more terrified heading into the mine. So do me a valor roll. Oh, Folko, you're okay. You've seen bats before.
Okay. Well, I can spend hope for it. You get cultural blessings, don't you, at this stage?
Yeah.
But you're spending a hope not to lose a hope.
Well, I can get a magical success on a skill roll. It's the thing. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think for him it might be worth it because I think he has. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay, so Nibs, you lose another point of hope, I'm afraid. Folko, you're okay. So Nibs, this just represents you. You're not a mind bounder. You're used to going around the outskirts of the Shire in the forest and the
This
moors.
is why I never come underground to these flying rodents full of disease. He hates this. This is horrible to him.
It's kind of at home for Ted. Like, loves being in the dark and the spooky bits and everything. with his cultural blessing. He's while fond of the sun elves find themselves at greater ease under moonlit or starlit among the shadows of the forest. Their senses keener, burdened lightnings, etc., etc. So whenever I'm in a forest or at night, I can spend that. So I don't know if you'd say actually, technically, we're in a tunnel, so maybe that doesn't count then.
I'd say so, but if you disagree with me, I'm okay with it. I'm not really too hung up on it, on the details.
That's cool. I'll leave it as it is then.
I'll leave it to your interpretation. Okay, cool. If you could do me a valor roll then, that would be great. Oh, so Ted, I'm afraid this is dwarven business.
I've already marked off the hope anyway. That's fine.
Fair enough. Well, the bats quickly relocate then, as our heroes continue further down the mine. Then I suppose. Falco, you have to do me another explore roll, please.
Okay.
As we continue on going further down.
Great success.
Great success.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
And off in a 6.
And we've got a 6 as well. That's beautiful. Okay, so the 6 means that you actually come across some forgotten supplies, and you find a crude map left behind by some workers before they left the mine. And on your next roll, you get to add 1 dice. So well done.
Yeah. Very nice.
However, that does lead us on to our next encounter.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah,
How do we
sure,
see the six in his roll? I see the 2 and the
Oh,
Gandalf
so if
rune.
you just click, yeah.
Click on the roll where it says roll. If you click on that bit.
Okay, great, got it. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Cool. I like how it's in the runes now.
Okay, so as you're passing through this part of the mine then, Falco, you're not really sure which way to go, but you do hear an echo come from over this bridge further down. Get off me! Get off me! Get off me! Ah! 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 Bit
Did you hear
spooky.
that?
I
Yes.
did.
It's kind of hard to miss in, the whole echoing tunnels thing.
Which, yeah, sure, it sounds like someone was saying, "Get off me! You better go find out what's happening."
Now, I'm gonna be a simple hobbit, so I don't know much about acoustic travel through dense rock.
Well, you know enough to know that we better hurry. Let's go.
Okay, well, it's coming over this bridge. And this bridge, it's seen better days. As you can see on the map, the wood is half rotten, bits of it have broken away, the rope looks like it's just hanging on. Looks crossable, however. Just don't look down. As when you look down, you can't even see the bottom. Just a tickle of maybe an underground river, but you're not sure how long you'd be falling for. You kind of gulp as you know this is the way that you've got to go. Who would be brave enough to go first?
Folk goes first. He has the light.
Oh, Falco. Okay. So you can either do an awareness test to cross it safely by not standing on the broken planks. You can do an athletics test to quickly get across it without too much trouble. Or I'll let you do a scan as well, since it's kind of the same thing as awareness.
I'll do a scan. Can I have keen eyes. Does that give me a bonus?
Sure, yeah.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, awesome. So Falco, then you all watch as Falco. He makes it over the other side. It's quite tense as a piece of wood drops away and you hear a splash about 15 seconds later, echoing up from the ground as Falco makes it over to the other side.
It's not that bad. Only a couple of the wood is rotten through. The rest are just old and partially rotten.
Does it make it easier or harder to get across now that he's crossed with this advice he's given us? And dropping through.
I'll tell you what, Falco, do an enhearten roll, and let's see how enheartening you are to your party. If you succeed, I'll give the next person a bonus dice.
All right.
No, I'm going to fail this. So, just so I know. Yeah.
He's
All
not
right.
that convincing, Nibs, sadly.
Don't fall. I don't die like my brother Robin.
Well, I knew that much. This bridge has seen better days. All right, here we go. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Nibs is going to sit across carefully. What should I roll?
So you
Awareness?
can either do an awareness, a scan, or an athletics.
Okay, do awareness.
Okay. Oh,
Great
well
success.
done! You've even got a great success. So that means that you can give the next person an extra 6. So you can actually help the elf across then with that success. So
Listen, it's pretty bad, but just you're gonna want to jump over the 3rd and the 13th step. Don't touch those ones, but the rest are okay.
Oh, Nibs, you make it across. As the bridge rocks side to side, another plank falls out, crashing into the river below almost.
And not
really-
that one either.
I really hope there's another way out. Because I don't think we're going to make it back across.
Okay, well, Mr. Elf, Ted, the same for you, sir. You can do a scan, an awareness, or an athletics.
But we know Elves also famously light, so he's going to go with a scan. He's going to look at
defy
this.
physics. Run up those following
You do
bricks.
get a plus dice as well. Don't forget that.
Perfect. He's also going to tie, because he's going to go elven rope now. Yeah, he's going to say the command word, get it to tie a knot at one edge of the bridge, and then as he's going across, he'll then tie it off at the other. So if the bridge does fall, we then have a guideline. And he's just going to look to them and goes, I would have offered to go first, but you seem so eager. So
Okay, good luck, my friend.
automatic success.
Hey! And yeah, I'm surprised there isn't a mechanic for elves being lighter, to be honest. I would have thought there would be, but there isn't, so that's a shame. But either way, you make it across. Awesome! And as you do so, the bridge collapses, snapping finally as it falls apart, smashing down the rocks into pieces and tumbling into the darkness below where you hear a splash. Our heroes now realise that you're probably stranded in this mine unless you find another way out. It's not good. Oh dear. Okay.
Ted, seeing that was completely useless, will now use the command to undo the rope at the other end and just be like, well, it's okay, and then just reel up the elven rope. He's like, it's not going to be. He does not sure if he's going to be able to hold the weight of 2 hobbits, so he'll reel it back in so that he can use it on another time if need be.
That's so cool. And just to narrate this a little bit, because our other hobbits have probably never seen an elven rope before, I want you to imagine a rope that literally unknots itself magically. When the elf says he speaks Elfarian and it unknots itself and comes back towards him like a curling snake, almost like magic. Okay, well, you're looking down now. Another tunnel. It is really dark now, really dark, and the tunnel it's quite a tight squeeze. I want you to imagine that even for our hobbits, it's touching each shoulder. For the elf, it's awful. You are having to literally almost drag yourself through it, Silverleaf. I know for a lot of people in real life this would be terrifying. It would for me. So I'm not sure how your characters are reacting. And now you start to hear the strange echoes that you've heard so much about. You filthy maggot! Maggots! Maggots! echoing through the tunnels. Okay, well, do me an explore roll, please, Falco. Hopefully we don't get lost and trapped down here. Oh, Falco! You're doing so good with this. Okay, awesome stuff. Well, we begin to squeeze through this tunnel then. We all need to do an athletics check. And if you fail, you lose 1 endurance from scraping your knees and knuckles. You'll find, Falco, you've been in tighter places before. Nibs, it's getting worse for you. You scrape your knee and bang it on a piece of rock. Reduce your endurance by 1. And for you, Silverleaf, I'm afraid as well, you scratch all your back, dragging yourself through this narrow piece of tunnel here. Okay. Well, with that success though, you have officially made it. So you've made it to the end, and up ahead, you see quite a scary sight. Two man-sized things are holding a hobbit by his legs, dangling him in the air. For Ted, you instantly know what these things are.
It's black for me. It's black for me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
There we go. I mean, Ted's immediately like the one that's holding him, arrow straight off. Like he knows there's no negotiating. Let's just fell these things. Let's do it. Bam.
Okay. Well, for Nibs and Grub, what you see is these really terrifying creatures, the same size as the elf, but maybe a little bit more ape-like and bent over. They've got horrible greenish-like faces that are covered in scars and almost like mould. Their eyes quite inset, horrible sharp teeth, and it looks terrifying. They hold up the hobbit here. The fireworks on the ground. They've got him held him up his legs, and well, there's not much on him, is there? Yeah, not much. I'll have to get some kind of stew. Better than eating the fish. Oh, you don't want to do that, you don't taste very good. Shut up, you maggot. Get a fire going. And, well, you immediately see the elf get into position and pull his bow back. I guess then, Ted, you want to try and ambush the orcs?
Yeah, 100%. Like Ted's going to try and down the one that's going to kill or has the current hobbit, so that then the instant threat is dealt with, and then he can go to the other one if he can.
Okay. Yeah. No problem whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to need a stealth test from our hobbits, from you then, Ted, and our hobbits, and we'll see if we get more successes than fails, and then we'll be able to get. So you've got 4 successes. You've got failure, and you've got 3. So I believe we can, in fact, get an ambush round. Okay, cool. So an ambush round means that you guys get to do one ranged attack phase before the combat basically begins, which is fantastic. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna. So yeah, Ted, can you just do me that bow attack then, please? If you target one of the orcs, just by double left clicking or double right clicking.
Yep. Yep, got him. And is there anything special, or is it just a straight bow roll?
It does say you get -1 for low light conditions and hanging stalagmites, and then you get a -1 for his parry. I'm tempted to ignore that though, because you are an elf and elves do see in the dark. So I think mechanically, if it's okay with you, I'm going to let you use that skill that you've got. You know, is that okay?
The
The archery?
one.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense.
I think that's I think that really fits. So go ahead and just do me a scan roll, and we'll see if we can go ahead and not get those negatives. Beautiful.
Success.
Okay. So you just get a -1 for the parry, and that's it.
Cool, so I can go to penalty 1. Right, then roll. Great success. That's what we love to see.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So you hit him. Then you go through his parry. He doesn't need to do an armor roll because you haven't wounded him yet. So your bow does
14 injury.
14. Okay, so he's not dead, but he's looking worse for wear. I think narratively, you're a bit worried about hitting the Hobbit, I think. So I think narratively, you shoot him right in the bicep where he's holding the Hobbit. He drops the Hobbit to the ground and screeches in pain. Eh! What was that? And the other orc sniffs and turns around and sees the group. Falco and Nibs, you'd also be able to do some kind of attack as well. So Falco and Nibs, if you just click on your bow for me. You haven't got one on your character sheet for some reason. Let me drag that on for you. There you go, Nibs. And then Falco, you've got your bow.
I do have a bow in the combat proficiencies. I can just roll right there, right? On the bows tab.
Yeah, that should be fine as well. I'm not really sure what the difference is. Do remember though, the pair of you, that you do get -2 because of the low light conditions of Silent Nights and also the parry from the orcs.
Okay.
There's no way you have a +3. There's no way you have a +3 with a -2.
Yeah, I don't think Nibs. I don't think you took the 2 dice off, sadly. So you'd have got a 12, which I'm afraid would have been a miss, Nibs.
Oh, really? Wait. So how do you do the penalty?
So if you click on your bow and you bring that up, and then you see where it says that on the next box at the bottom it says bonus and penalty. Mm-hmm. You see the 6s with the cross through it.
Mm-hmm.
You just click on highlight the second one down, and that will mean that you get 2 penalty dice.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, no problem. So Nibs, I'm afraid yours hits a stalagmite as the orc now dodges behind some cover. Let's see if Falco can do well here.
Oh, he's not trying. I respect him. He doesn't do bows.
Oh, okay, no problem. Well, the Hobbit drops on the floor then and quickly shuffles away as the 2 orcs come lumbering towards the characters then. One of them pulls out a rusted spear, twice the size of any Hobbit. And the other one pulls out a horrible rusted short sword. They kind of shuffle over to you. I want you to imagine, just like the orcs from the films, they don't walk straight. They kind of shuffle in a strange walk and, look, more food! Come on then, maggots! And we're going to have to go to combat. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Okay. So, I guess, DeQuinn, you're going to stay in your rearward stance. Falco, what stance would you go in?
He's going forward. He's charging.
Okay. And then Nibs... so let me click on that first. Open in volley. There we go. So Nibs and Reuven, then you'd get to do another shot. I guess before we engage.
I need to change my stance for some reason because it's the sword and shield, right? You click on that, it's like toggle combat stance, but it won't let me actually.
I think it might be because I've not. There you go. It should work now.
There we go. Yeah, got it. Cool. So
Yeah.
real good.
Actually, just let me check. Actually, because I'm not sure you do get a second round of shooting. If you do an ambush.
So I don't know what the mission. I don't know what the mission is, but normally, if there's distance, it's your call as to whether or not.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone can get a volley off.
Yeah, I think
as they close.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit too easy if I let you all get another volley. So I think we're going to have a bit of an exciting fight, and we'll say there's no volley then, as the orcs will come charging forward because we've already got the surprise anyway.
I don't quite understand the stances, but
Yeah, no worries. So there's the 2 swords, which is the forward stance. It means that you get an extra dice when you do an attack, but a 1 less dice when defending. Then there's the defensive stance, which is the reverse. So 1 less dice when you attack and 1 more when you defend. And there's the open, which is neither. You just roll flat. And then there's the rearward, which is the bow, but there's usually only 1 person that can do that, and I think the elf's taking that position because he's got the best bow. So I think for our hobbits, you'd be going into one of the top 3 stances. So I'll let you do that and pick how you want to play it while I change the music.
How do you change your stance?
If you click on your token, right click on your token, or left click, I'm not sure how it's for a player, you can see on the left hand side, you can see the stances there.
Oh, no, there you go.
Sweet. Okay, well, our players always go first. The orcs march towards our hobbits, who with the elf stood behind with his bow. As I guess we begin the combat. Up first, then, is you, Falco. Falco, what's running through your head right now? You don't even really know what these things are.
He's not, but he holds a Bulwark's club, but it's slightly vibrating in his hand as he charged forwards, remembering the troll he helped kill.
Nice. Okay. Well, you get a -1 for his parry. You do get a +1 because of the Bull Roarer's special effect, and then I believe you get a +1 for your forward stance. So good luck. So it'll be a +1 in total. Oh no! So you run forward with the Bull Roarer, and he blocks it with the spear.
Nice try, little hobbit. Oh, you do smell good.
Nibs, over to you.
Alright. So they're so close that I should probably attack with a sword, or could I still attack with a bow?
I'm afraid you can't attack with a bow. It would have to be your sword. You have to be in a rearward stance to attack with a bow, and there's only 1 person that can do that currently. It's a bit weird how the combat works in this system.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Got it. Alright, so he's going to attack, I guess, the closest. Closest one? Oh, failure also.
Oh no! Not good, so you run forward with your short sword then. Try and attack, and I'm afraid you'll miss. As it goes a little wide. Well, our hobbits look like they could be in trouble. As I guess we go to our elf, hopefully you can fell one before the orcs get to attack. Good luck.
I think that's what you could try and do.
Okay.
I'm just having a look. What's prepared shot? Because that is something I can do. A combat task is prepare shot.
So prepared shot, it gives you an extra dice, but it takes your action.
Yeah,
that's
so
why.
I was just double checking. I was like,
yeah.
I know that my feat, which when we level whatever, enables me to do that in a round, doesn't it? That's the big thing
so
of
you
it.
get So you can do both
That's
when
cool.
you level up, rather than one or the other. So right now it's one or the other, sadly.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to target that guy, and I'm going to try to shoot him in the face. So just -1 still.
Yeah. Just the -1 for the parry now. As you've got the distance.
No, unfortunately.
No, and that was 2 successes as well.
Successes.
Oh, that's so rough, dude. He whizzes. He dodges at the last second as it whizzes past his head. Oh, our characters could now be in some serious trouble then.
Nope, they don't have action in the first round of combat since we won the ambush.
No, we did the ambush, didn't we? We did the ambush
but
already, didn't we, with the bows.
But on page 95, if the ambush attempt is successful, surprised enemies won't be able to make opening volleys nor take actions in the close quarters round.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, I believe you. Just let me read it myself then, if that's the case. That's fine. Okay, expected to be able to perform a stealth. What page is that? 95?
95, upper right-hand corner of the book. Of
Oh,
PDF.
the company. Sorry, I was reading the ambushing options, not the surprise attack there. Isn't honest though? You are actually correct then. Okay, fair enough then. So I guess I just thought it would have counted for that one volley round, but it also counts for the first round of combat as well. So thank you very much then, Falco. I guess ambushing is quite powerful. Sweet. Okay then, well, Falco, you get another chance then as the orcs are taken too much by surprise. They struggle to get a grasp on what's happening before you try and attack with the bull roarer again. Good luck.
Right. They still have parry up?
Yeah, they still get that -1.
Okay. And is that a feat or what is that from?
Oh, they've just got 1 parry.
Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, we get dope shit later on.
Oh, so the orc dodges back at the last second.
Oh, I like it when you put up a fight.
Oh, Nibs.
All right. You can't switch stance like mid-fight, right? That's
You can at the beginning of the round. You can change to whatever stance you want.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try an aggressive stance for this round.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
Thank you. All right. So I've switched it. And can I see which of these creatures was hit already by the arrow?
It would be this one here, but sadly it doesn't really work like that. You have to fight the one that you're engaged with.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird. I mean, you probably played D&D before, haven't you? Where you can like kind of
a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot more. It's a lot more board game-ish D&D, the combat. This is a bit more narrative.
It does make sense. Like, if you've got an orc in front of you, you should probably deal with that. And not,
No, I wasn't sure which one I was engaged with already. But
fair.
yeah, all right. All right, let's go for it. Failure. Oh wow! Even with the hope and the aggressive stance. Oh, that's.
Did you put a hope in?
I did put a hope in. I
So hang
threw
on.
everything I had
So
at
your
that
sword
roll.
would have been 1. You got that. Then you got your hope, and then you got a -1. Yeah.
I also had the aggressive stance, right? But I guess that's still just.
That cancels out with
2.
the parry, basically, because they've got 1
Okay,
parry.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh
all right.
dear. Also, Nibs, in the future, you can actually target the creatures to make it a bit more easier on me. It does things automatically. I think if you double left-click the orc, this orc here, you should get some arrows around it.
double right click.
Oh, sorry, right-click. Yeah, you might get some arrows
Double
around
right
it.
click the orc on the right.
Yeah, there you go. So that means you're targeting that now, so it'll work things out for you automatically, a bit easier for you.
Okay, great.
All right then, Ted, you better do something here. These hobbits are in trouble.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a hope die, so that just makes it a flat roll, no penalty.
Okay.
Yeah, see how it goes. So what I'll do is I'll put the hope and the penalty, so then it does the maths for me. Success!
Nice! as a green clawed hand reached towards you, Falco, to wrap around your neck, as unfortunately you missed again. Luckily, the elven arrow comes straight in. It gets him a couple of inches under the eye, knocks the orc back, dead on his back. Woo! Good job. Alright, okay. Well, over to this orc then now that's left, and he is going to try and attack Nibs. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear.
He comes at you with the old jagged spear and goes to give you a slice. Oh, and he succeeds.
Oh god.
Oh, and he got a 6
dear.
as well. So I'm going to do a heavy blow and actually add 4 damage. That's horrible. Okay, so what? And I also got a Gandalf for a crit as well.
Oh, but Gandalf, no, Gandalf's bad for them. It's our Sauron that's good for them.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
they're-
Oh, because they're bad guys.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, because if you add it all up, the 6, the 4, that's 10, the 3, the 2, and the 3, that gives you your 18.
Ah, okay, beautiful, wonderful. Okay then, so Nibs, luckily you've not been critted, Nibs, but he has done a lot more damage to you than he would have done, sadly. So what you need to do now is you need to do me a parry. Is it a parry roll, Nibs? I think so. Oh no, it's an armor roll, I believe, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, why can't you click on your parry there? I'm just looking at your character sheet now, and it's not letting you do as an option to click on the parry, which is strange.
Oh yeah, that's maybe because I have no shield, no armor, no helmet.
No, you should be able.
You should have a helm.
Oh, I think it's because I have to beat your parry, don't I? Actually, yeah, I just have to beat your parry, sadly. So you just take the 8 damage then. Okay.
Okay.
So
Great.
That's gonna
Fantastic.
drop. Yeah, so that's gonna drop. Sorry, I'm still a little new to the combat myself. So that's gonna drop your endurance then now. Right down my spear. Yeah, okay. Ooh, so one more hit then, and you'll be out now. Then I'm afraid, sir. That's not good.
What do I drop my endurance down to?
I'll do that for you. I believe it's down to 14 now. So he just gets you then with the spear. Sadly, he draws some blood as it sticks into your nibs. Not a fatal blow, but it will be soon. As I guess we go over to the next round. As we go to the next round, you can change your stance if you like to.
Hit points? Are there hit points in this game, or is it just
the
endurance?
Yeah. So how it works is, if your endurance drops to 0, you're basically then unconscious and about to die. But if I get a crit, I can actually bypass your endurance and deal a wound to you, and that's where your armor comes in, and you can do an armor roll. But you don't have any armor at the minute. So, no, you do. You have your helmet, so you've got a little bit of armor there, but not tons. Okay, fair enough then. So over to you then, Falco. You can now engage here with Nibs.
Don't worry, Nibs. I got you.
I believe because you're outnumbering now, you do get an extra dice. Let me just confirm that. Okay, it's up to the GM. Yeah, I'll give you an extra dice here as you're coming in on the flank with the Bull Roarer. Good luck.
And I'm going to go with the hope. Ooh, extraordinary. 2 6s.
Oh, nice.
Right, so hang on. You could. What are you using? You're just brawling.
Brawling, yeah. I have a club. It's only brawling.
So you could use a heavy blow then. So there's one once you can use those special 6s and stuff to actually do like cool things.
Right.
Yeah, so it's heavy blow, fend off. Oh, you can't do pierce because that's only bows, swords, and spears. So fend off or heavy blow basically is all you can do. So you can deal additional endurance, or you can put them in a bad position so they get less parry for the next attack.
Since I have 2.
Yeah, so you can either do. It does stack, so you can do 2 of the same or 2 different ones.
I'll stack 2 heavy blows.
Okay, so the 2 heavy blows means you get an additional loss of endurance equal to your strength rating. So that means then that your strength is 4, so you do an extra 8. Holy shit!
All War is 15.
Oh my goodness! So you would do 23 damage. I believe that one shots the orc. It does. Oh my! So Grub, just like the old Took of old. You come in from the side, and with one swing of the Bull Roarer, you send the orc's head flying like a golf ball across the cave. It lands it lands in between the legs of this poor drunken hobbit that just screams as it echoes around the cave. And Nibs, you're just covered in this horrible warm black blood as the headless corpse of the orc hits the ground. Well done. And that'll be it then. Sweet.
Ted will turn to Grub and just say, "Fine swing. Fine swing."
Oh.
Yep. I see.
It's okay. The other hobbit gets up. What on earth were those things?
Nibs just kind of sinks back and falls on the ground. He's keeping pressure on the wound, but you can see some blood kind of seeping through his fingers as he sits down and tries to catch his breath.
You any good at healing, Master Elf?
Healing? Or can I do healing, or do I need healing? Sorry.
Are you any good at it?
I have some basic training. I could try and assist.
I just need a bit of a rest here. Get off my feet. Didn't seem like the cleanest blade.
Ted will attempt to heal or at least deal with the wound as best he could from his training.
I'll assist you.
You like for me to roll a healing roll?
Yeah, go for it. See if
I'll
you
give
can
you
get him out
next
of here.
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh, nice.
And a 6. I think that works.
Awesome. So you quickly wrap a bandage then. Around Nibs, and stop any bleeding.
For all his taciturn demeanor, he's quite squeamish with the wound. Ooh, that stings a bit. Oh, you have to be so rough.
Doesn't look that bad, Nibs. Only I think you got most of your shirt.
So I reduced the severity of an injury, which I don't even think you have, but by 1 day. Apparently.
Oh, nice.
But I don't actually think you have an injury. But there you go. If you had one,
Yeah.
He's certainly playing it up like it's a mortal wound.
Oh dear. Yeah. Sadly, the healing only really does something if it's like an actual wound. It doesn't recover endurance, which is a bit weird. Endurance only recovers on a rest, so it's a bit more narrative that Ted's basically healed you up a bit. But still, that's great. You know, he bandages you up. He kind of cleans the wound a little bit, and at least you can walk kind of around now.
All right, I can make it. Now, wow, what's up? What's up with you then? They capture you with all the fireworks, whatnot. Somebody talk to him.
He looks quite sober now after what he's been through. I heard rumours of this tunnel down here. I thought the fireworks had set it off.
Rumours of a tunnel?
Yeah, apparently it's...
So you went down underground to set off fireworks?
Oh.
What's the sense in that? Someone talk to him. Have you gone, man? Someone talk to him.
Oh, when you say it like that, I don't know what I was thinking.
You weren't thinking, were you? We've gone all this trouble to get you out. Well, all right. Do you at least know a way out of here? That bridge back there collapsed on our way in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nibs. And, you well know Nibs, aren't you, being the bounder? You've probably met this hobbit before.
Yeah.
Otto, Otto looks rather sheepish and a bit silly. And, I think I know another passageway. Yeah, maybe I can try and get you
save
out.
your sorries for a hobbit with a bit less fur on his feet and show us the way out of here.
Well, if we're already here, these guys came from somewhere. Let's see what's going on. Like, I'm not sure what these creatures are, unless you do, Master Elf.
Everyone looks expectantly at Ted for some answers.
Oh, Ted, you there?
Sorry, somebody came into the room. I kind of missed that last 10 seconds.
You know what?
We're all looking to see if you know who or what these creatures are, as an elf.
Ted will literally just be looking and be like, "Oh, yes, they're orcs. Have you never?" No, I guess simple lives.
I know there's Goblin Wars back in the Yonder, but that was many centuries ago. Or centuries, I think.
They make for good target practice so long as they're in a few. When they get into packs and larger, then they can be a force. Just sheer weight of numbers.
Well, these orcs came from somewhere. Let's at least explore this underground cave, see what's there.
What are they doing all the way out here in the Shire? Seems a bit strange, doesn't it?
That's why we should explore and see what's going on.
Well, all right then. So I guess we start patting their pockets and looking for any kind of clues or information or anything
So
they
it's
have
just-
on them.
So it's just going to keep an eye out. He's basically pulling security. He just makes sure they're not going to get ambushed by other orcs that they haven't seen. They're not necessarily the stealthiest, but he'd rather be cautious than not.
Okay. Well then, you follow this cave back a little bit and you find where the orcs have basically been staying. And you also see a ragged banner kind of propped up against the wall. Has anyone got the law skill? You could do a law roll. And if you've got the shadow path, that might come in handy as well. I know that might be a thing that some of you have got.
I do have Shadow Path of Despair. Not sure what that is, but I have that.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I do have one point in lore.
Okay. Yeah, the shadow path something won't help here, but everyone can do a law roll, and you can see if you can do that there.
I love that. You've rolled a 1, but also got an automatic success because you rolled a Gandalf.
Jeez Louise, Gandalf's bailing me out again.
So, sadly, the orcs, they don't have anything of value. You just find rabbit and fish bones for another type of small creatures of how they've survived. They've just been living down here, kind of living off scraps for a long time. You do also come across some hobbit bones as well, which is awful. This probably explains some of the missing miners over the years. The orcs must have got them, and you find a bit of a stew pot. It's not very. It's not a very pleasant sight at all. The banner on the law roll nibs. These orcs came down. There was actually an invasion of the Shire about 150 years ago, and these orcs were part of that were part of that army. When the army was defeated, a lot of them retreated into the mountains, but some orcs did scatter into the scary hills. It looks like these orcs, rather than retreating into the mountains, retreated into the mine and have lived down here ever since. Which makes sense because orcs did used to be elves, and orcs, surprisingly, I know they don't look it, but orcs can actually live for a very long time. They can live up to 200 years, can orcs. So these are a pair of really old orcs that have kind of lived down in this mine. Just kind of getting on with things, essentially.
Horrible.
Yeah.
150 years just in this cavern on fish and chicken bones.
Yeah, not very nice. And the occasional hobbit that gets astray.
Yeah.
Also, Otto does point out, this is the shaft, this is the rock. This is the rock, this is. Do you think we should still set the fireworks off, or should we leave it?
Well, we're here, so let's do it.
What do you think, Nibs and Ted? It could also go horribly wrong and bring the mine down.
Tell me what's the question here? I missed that part. What is the rock and the fireworks connection?
So the reason why he came down here is because there was an old rumor that there was a part of the mine full of treasure and gold that no one could get to because of a rather large rock that was blocking it. That's why he brought the fireworks down here to begin with, to kind of blow up the rock and try and get through to get the treasure. But of course, it could also bring the mine down on top of your heads as well, so it's a bit risky.
Okay.
Does it look assailable? Like, could Ted just is it a case of there's a rock in the way, or is it a case of there's a... I guess, no, okay, never mind. I was thinking of a rock at height, but it wouldn't be a rock low blocking passage. Okay,
While they're doing that, Foco grabs the banner, folded up. Mr. Bilbo's going like these.
How much does Nibs understand about, fireworks and engineering? Like, would the fireworks even be powerful enough to make a hole in this rock successfully? Or would it just...
Yeah, sadly there's no dwarves in the party. Otherwise you'd have a bit more of a better idea. But you could do an insight roll, and maybe I'll give you some information.
Okay. I mean, the player in me is excited about the little bit of the gambling, but I feel like Nibs, being the bounder that he is, would probably think that's ridiculous. But yeah, let me try a little bit of insight to see if this even looks feasible. Maybe persuaded.
Okay, so it's a gamble, Nibs. It could work. You could put the fireworks in between the rock and the wall, and you might make a gap small enough for a hobbit to squeeze through and check what's behind it. But also the roof in the cave is quite unstable, and it could trigger a collapse. So it really is a guts or glory situation here.
Come on, we're already here. We've killed a troll. Well, I've helped kill a troll, and Ted was there, I think. We've killed some orcs. What's not to lose?
Well, there are our lives to consider, and the fact that this is a foolhardy plan to begin with, and you shouldn't have been down here. I'll say it again, and I say it again for many more years to come, but I didn't get this scar for nothing, I'd like to say, so... No. Let me see, how many fireworks have you got?
Ted's really not happy with the idea of this, but he's going to see just how far along they're going to go, and then he'll decide whether or not he's just going to make a run for it.
I think, looking at the fireworks and his wound, it feels like this is a bit foolish, kind of out of character. It says,
well, we can all walk out of here and never come back into this mine now that we've found out what was killing all those poor hobbits, but I wouldn't want to close it down without turning over this last stone, as it were. So I say we load it up, get into a safe space, safe as we can, and close it down for good.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going for it, are we? Okay. Oh my. Alright then. So, our two hobbits then set the fireworks in between the cracks. Ted, what are you doing?
Ted's going to try and assist them, but he's looking for is there a way out? If there's a way out, Ted is going to assist them so that they have the best chance of surviving this. But
I think it's in or out.
Yeah. And what I mean is he's gonna help with setting everything up, Yeah. And then when you guys light the fuses, Ted's best of luck, and he's gonna make sure he's at least in the next cavern over before it goes boom, and then he'll make his way back and maybe help pull out the bodies. He's yeah.
Okay. You do see a way out, Ted. Otto kind of points down a few caverns. It's a little bit of a walk, but you do see a small light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, so Ted will definitely assist them in placing it, trying to help them as much as they can. And the second they're about to light the blue touch paper, Ted's cool, I'll be waiting in there. But and he's gonna go to the next cavern, and it all goes wrong, he'll tell their stories. If it all goes right, he'll come in and congratulate them.
Okay, well, Nibs and Falco then. You set the fireworks, and with your tinder boxes, light the fuse and make some distance. There is an explosion, and the rock is blown, not completely to pieces, but it does create a small gap. Nibs and Falco, as you look through and shine your torch through, you see the glittering of silver and gold coins in a small chest. It looks like the orcs might have put some treasure here and sealed it off from when they raided the Shire all those years ago. Well done!
Wow, it paid off. Well, we gambled and we won.
Well,
Those are
as you pull the treasure out, a stalagmite falls from the roof,
Oh no.
and another stalagmite,
Oh no.
and another stalagmite. And before you know it, the mine begins to collapse! Oh no! You guys have to bolt it out of there as quick as you can as stalagmites and rocks begin to fall from the roof and fall into the mine as our heroes have to quickly make their way out of the cave towards either end. So, how this is going to work is, I guess, Ted, you're a little bit further ahead, because that's what you said you were doing. So, we need to do athletics tests or explore tests, essentially, to make your way out in time. We are going to need 2 successful rounds of it. And if you want to keep hold of the treasure, you get a -1 to your rolls, because you're lugging across this treasure chest, aren't you, with you, as you try and escape? Coins spilling out of the chest everywhere as our hobbits make it along. Luckily, Ted, you and Otto are already ahead of the way. This way, this way! Otto running as fast as he can. You as well, Ted, as the 2 greedy hobbits are behind you. So, everyone do me an athletics or an explore roll. You can, if you want to ditch the treasure, that's fine. If you want to keep it, you get a -1 to your roll.
Grab's not ditching it. He's definitely not going to ditch that.
Okay, good luck then, guys.
Alright. So I do a -1 to keep the treasure?
Yep.
Excuse me. Pardon.
Yep.
So -1. Oh boy, I have not been rolling great today, so
Don't
All
worry.
right.
I got a Gandalf with a 6.
oh.
Oh no! So Falco has luckily just got the treasure and just started to run as fast as he can with Otto. Nibs, you trip over a rock with an eye of Sauron. You trip over a rock as it begins to collapse in front of you. Ted, I think you're just a little bit looking back, like what's going on. Luckily you're ahead, so. Nothing negative will happen to you this round, but you will need another success to escape. Okay, this is not looking good then, guys, for Nibs at least. I want you to imagine you running through the cave. I guess Nibs, you no longer get a -1 because you've not got the treasure. So that's one small thing. However,
so when I trip, I lose the treasure. I drop it. When I trip?
Falco's run off with it essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much have it over my head like a little goblin running.
However, though, Nibs, the bad news gets worse. As you got on Eye of Sauron, you get a -1 to your next roll.
Oh no.
So you are in serious trouble as it's really catching up with you. So everybody do me another rolling, guys.
I'm going to use my night person featy thing to spend a hope and
Sure.
succeed. So I'm down to only 3. But,
Well, Ted, you're out. Ted,
Yeah.
you've made it to the other side with Otto, and you're back out in the hills. Falco, you look back, and Nibs looks like he's about to get crushed. Falco, would you ditch the treasure and help your friend, or would you just run off with the treasure?
It's a long pause right there.
Okay. If I take 2 minus die, can I grab them both?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to use a hope.
You might want to use more than one.
Can I use more than one?
Yeah, you can use up to 3.
Okay, I'll use 2 hope.
Oh, he's done it!
Ooh.
And with 2 6s as well. Oh my god.
Amazing. Whoa, you wanted that treasure.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So Falco, you quickly then dragging the treasure with one hand and picking up Nibs and dragging him out of the cave. We make it outside. Outside of the mine entrance. With the treasure, luckily in one piece. Oh my goodness me! As you look back and the cave fully collapses. Well, you did it. Good job.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was tight. That was close.
Foco's quickly just going to drop Nib on his ass, take the chest, and just start washing himself with the gold coins.
Well, because you guys got out with the treasure, you can put up your standard of living to prosperous. Which means you can get yourself another 2 special items in between the next time we play. However, guys, it's not all good news. Because as we come outside, here good old Bungo stands. And with him are another group of bounders. 4 or 5 bounders quickly surround the characters. Right, we've had enough of this! Disturbers of the peace, you lot! Hanging around with mad Bilbo too long. That's it. You're coming with us to Mickle Delvin. You're going in the cells until we can find out what to do with you, disturbers of the peace.
Well, we just killed 2 orcs in there and saved your friend who's from your village, who had actually been the one who'd set off the fireworks and then stolen said fireworks as well. So far, we've done your job in finding the criminal, done your job in saving the nearby people, and done your job in then killing or defending the realm from the orcs.
Orcs
So it seems
in the
an awful
Shire?
lot like
Yeah, I mean, Foco grabs the head. Yeah, orcs.
Nonsense! Absolute nonsense! You can tell all this stuff to the mayor. You know Hobbit lore. You've been labelled disturbers of the peace, and that'll be the end of it. Now, are you coming quietly?
Folo looks at the orc head in his hand. I guess I don't believe this.
What, did you
He
bring the
throws it
orc's
away.
head with you?
Yeah. He's going to put it next to the troll head.
Well, I'm afraid the hobbits, they want you to explain everything to the mayor. And the reason for this is because our next adventure starts off with you guys in prison, basically. So
that's fine. Ted's literally like, I could just stand up and walk away. Like, these are children to him. Like, he finds them playful, interesting playthings. He's just like, sure, I'll come to your prison. Sure.
Oh dear.
Now, listen here, don't be calling me a troublemaker, all right? I'm like the elf said. I'm inclined to agree with him. We've done your job for you, and now we've gone ahead of the bounders to protect the Shire and killed some orcs, if you can believe it.
You've also
Orcs
brought
in the
down
Shire.
a mine there, Nibs. You were supposed to be the responsible one.
That mine was dangerous to begin with, and now we won't have to worry about that anymore, so it's one less place for us to all explore, and it'll make your rounds around the bounding a bit shorter, won't it? So you can thank me later and buy me a pint at the inn, and I'd be happy to explain it to the mayor.
Well, that's fine with me, but you know Hobbit lore. You're gonna have to go into the basement of Mickle Delving until we can get the mayor and find out what to do with you. All right?
Very well. Don't have to go on and on about it. Take us down to the basement, as you call it. I know it's the jail. Take us.
I'm happy to just wait outside, as I honestly don't think I'll fit.
They kind of look you up and down, and we'll think about it. We'll think about it on the walk. What to do with you, stranger? Not from these lands, causing all this trouble.
All right, pipe down. When's the last time you did anything for the bounders? Just help me. Give me a hand. Put your arm under my shoulder here. That orc stabbed me.
Foco's going to grab the chest and let no one else have it.
That's fine. And you know, they are still hobbits. They do make sure you guys are okay. They also give you your second breakfast, scones, seed cakes, and some flagons of wonderful mead, and make sure you've got enough smoking pipe before they throw you in the basement at Mickle Delving, awaiting trial, essentially. And that's how this adventure ends. And next week we'll be picking up with you guys basically on trial for causing all this trouble. And that's going to be the end of today's adventure. So thank you very much for coming, everyone. That was really cool. I really, really enjoyed that. You were all superb. And we'll see you guys next week.
Fantastic. Just fantastic, everyone. It was great.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Do we get to up our hopes and stuff like in between these sessions? Because I know that when it's been like a month or so, or is it only when it comes to the end of the thing?
So normally it's every 3 sessions that you do an adventure thing, but in the starter set it says at the end. So I mean, I think it's because the starter set's not really too intensive, I think. So I mean, we can stick to that, or we could maybe add a couple of hope now. You know, I'm not really fussed, to be honest.
No, that's fine. They're meant to be like a rare, thing. I'm all for that. It's a genuine question because it's like,
cool.
As I said, like coming from D&D and other systems, it's like you go for like a long rest or something like that, something similar, and you get all your stuff back, and then there's shorter interludes where you don't, you get some but not others.
Yeah. Right.
So,
well, you do get back all your endurance now, so you do get to have a long rest in the cells, and you all get your endurance back. And you've got these 3 mice as company. While you
I take it do we lose our fatigue as well then?
Yes, yep. Sorry, yeah. So you get all your endurance back and lose all your fatigue.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, that was really cool, guys. Thank you so much. So we're going to play again on the 26th. I'll put a sign up for that now very shortly. And just thanks for coming. That was a great game. I have recorded it, so I'll stick it in our Discord soon so you can watch it back. And I really appreciate you guys coming, and thank you for coming, Nibs, as well.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next week then.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
No problem. Anything at all, just send me a message during the week, and if not, I'll see you then. But I am going to head off because it's 10:30 where I am, and I want to play a little bit of Xbox with my friend before I go to bed. So I'll catch you guys next week.
Enjoy. All right.
All right. Take care, fellas.